Right, who's needing sliced?
Who's needing torn apart?
Who's left to get chibbed? Like Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania by Jonathan Cena.
Was that what happened?
Basically it was stupid as The Rock injected himself at Elimination Chamber, and he like had this whole thing, and The Rock was like the main character, and then he didn't bother showing up to WrestleMania because he felt like he didn't need to be involved, and he didn't want to take the spotlight away from John Cena, which is alright, but like why'd you do it in the first place then? Do you know who Travis Scott is?
No.
He's a wee rapper guy, so he shows up and everybody cheers him because they assume, alright, well Travis Scott's showing up and he's pals with The Rock, so The Rock's going to come out.
Okay.
But nah, The Rock just didn't. So yeah, and it was really bad. So then Cody like has the chance to hit John Cena with the belt and get the win, but then he doesn't because he's such a good guy and he won't, sink to that, even though, at the last pay-per-view he put Kevin Owens through a ladder and fractured his sacroiliac and put him in hospital, and that was alright, but hitting someone with a belt, that's too much.
Let's take that too far.
That's out of order there.
That's just below the belt behaviour. And
I thought the main event was shite, but the rest of it was good enough that I thought it was really good overall. But some people are like, oh, it was so bad, it killed it, it ruined the whole show, and I'm like, whoa guys, like calm down. We had like 7.5 hours over 2 nights of good stuff. Oh, who's this wee guy? Oh, he's the guy that tried to fire into me when I was at the village. Aye. The guy who's blatantly just Link from Breath of the Wild. Honestly, he's dressed the exact same. The blonde hair.
I'll throw up a comparison picture just to do the comparison, but I can see what you mean now just by looking at him.
I did kind of wonder as well if he was, someone in disguise.
After the whole Odin reveal.
Well, yeah. Just because he didn't he sort of just go, yeah, it's that way, and we went, thanks, and then left?
More or less, that's the net contribution of this cunt.
Yeah. You were going to tell me something about Fatty Weight Watchers.
A Fatty Boom Boom group has obviously declared bankruptcy.
I was surprised to hear that, but then it was one of those ones where I'm like, the more I think about it, when's the last time you heard someone talk about them?
As a brand, it kind of, I think you made a good point. Has it really adapted with the times? A lot of it is Instagram and like sort of social media presence. It's like, where was Weight Watchers during all that?
I haven't seen it.
So I mean, I know I'm not surprised, but they were trying to blame the fatty boom boom injections. So there's people been injecting like diabetic medicine into themselves.
For appetite loss or some shit.
Well, it does work, but they're saying that's what killed Weight Watchers, and it's a bit of a nah, mate. That's not what happened.
Nah, they're just looking for a scapegoat.
That's a CEO who has been paid probably $5 million for the last 5 years, and just has done fuck all for that company, trying to make excuses of, that's how we lost Weight Watchers as an organisation.
I try to put it on one thing. I mean, a big organisation like that will fail for a bunch of reasons, but the thing about Weight Watchers is, way back when we were at school, it was never the cool thing. It was you'd slag somebody saying, you're on Weight Watchers.
Exactly.
And I think it was in some ways too successful, as it was like the go-to. There was the thing you would think of when you're on about like fatty boom booms trying to lose weight. You would say Weight Watchers, so it was maybe like too like successful in a way, because it wasn't a cool thing, or people wouldn't be like, I'm on Weight Watchers, like sort of proudly. It was like you'd slag somebody saying that, whereas all these mad trendy fucking Huel energy, meal replacement shit, they're marketed as being like sort of trendy and cool, and it's what all the celebrities are on and shit like that.
Yeah, it's healthy fuel.
I hate Huel especially, so I hate adverts in general, but there's an advert for that, and it's the prick who owns the company, and he's sitting on his like quote unquote podcast, and he's on about like, this is the best product ever and all that, and then later on I find out he's the owner of the company. I'm like, well, obviously you're going to say, like, what the fuck are you? They're trying to make it as if like, I just so happened to try this at the supermarket, and You know, this isn't a sponsored video type of thing.
He's not going to sit there and go, this causes anal bleeding, and I've experienced it. Like,
And it's rough, but I have lost £4, so I mean that's something. Do you ever hear of that wee YouTuber Syndicate, the Syndicate Project? No.
Is it like the Spoonie experiment?
No, it was just Call of Duty videos and shit like that, and Minecraft and all that sort of stuff. When it was whatever was trendy.
We should do COD. We should do whatever the next COD is. We'll maybe do
we'll do that
for a pure run.
I'm sure he's a millionaire still, but he actually branched out and I'm sure he made like a gaming company and shit like that, which makes sense. That's a great way to go. But him and some other YouTuber, maybe it was iDubbbz, I'm not sure. Dirty scummy bastards. They started basically started like a gambling site, but for Call of Duty or CS:GO or whatever it was.
Okay.
And made it like, oh, it's super fun. You show up and you do this and all this type of stuff. And they never declared the fact that they own the company.
Right.
And it was was so
self-promotion sort
of
thing.
But it's not even that. It was so sleazy because you could join it if you're over 14, and even then you didn't actually have to be over 14. You obviously just had to click a button that said you were over 14.
So you got 12-year-olds out there gambling.
Yeah, and they say, "Oh, well, it's not gambling. It's because it's not real money. It's in-game sort of lie." It was like in-game, gun skins and crap like that. But it was tokens. You would try. It was exactly like a casino. You go in, you get your chips. It was gambling, so they get slaughtered for it. I think they both get fined like crazy amounts. But anyway,
rightfully so, because it was basically gambling.
And it was the trust thing as much as anything else that like killed them, because it was. Now I don't trust anything you say. This is why I don't like sponsorships on YouTube videos and what have you. Now that I know that somebody's paying you to say such and such, you could be getting paid to say anything.
Do you like the nostalgia critic in stamps.com?
Oh yeah, awful, painful.
It is painful, but
the angry video game nerd is because Doug tries to be like, oh, when I need stamps and it's great and it's super helpful for when I need stamps, and you're like, stamps is such a sort of weird niche.
Yeah.
The AVGN ones are painful to watch, but at least he shoves them at the start of the video and you can just skip them.
Yeah.
The worst is when they try and they're like sort of a third of the way in and they're talking and they try and pure segue into it. It's like, and I'm watching true crime and they're on about, and this family was murdered. Speaking of murder, NordVPN can prevent your family from being, and you're like, are you serious? Makes no sense. It's just, it's painful to watch. We've reverted. That's what they used to do with like the Flintstones back in the 1950s. They'd be talking and then Fred would just light up a fag and be like,
smoke
and that's a British slang for cigarette. YouTube, so shut up. YouTube bots. Yeah, and he'd just light up a cigarette and be like, that sweet, smooth, Laramie cigarette. Yabba dabba doo, and then it just cuts right back to
smog.
Yeah, well, pretty much. How did I get on that? Weight Watchers?
Weight Watchers, aye. It's I've heard a lot of bad things about. I've heard mixed things. Sorry, I mean the long-term effects of these fat loss injections will be felt in sort of 5-10 years time.
Yeah.
Same as vaping and all this other kind of new age shit that we'll have to deal with. And when people start dropping dead of heart attacks at 45, who have been on these weight loss injections, like, let's say 5-10 years, that's when people go, oh shit, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe you shouldn't give diabetic medicine to non-diabetics. Maybe you should get on a treadmill or fucking eat healthy food.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Huel, but it's like a lot of the shit that's out there, like, there's like 50,000 items or whatever in the supermarket, and only something like 100, maybe less than 100 of them are actually healthy and good for you.
Yeah, it's the whole people don't understand what they're meant to be used for as well. It's like protein shakes and Huel. Do you know who Wings of Redemption is?
No.
Huge big fat fuck. Used to play Call of Duty. No, I mean he's like actually like 420 pounds or something like that.
Oh, does he have Huel all the time or?
No, but he was on Weight Watchers for years.
Oh, was he? Alright.
Well, I don't know about years, but he was on Weight Watchers and what he tells this story about he got really, really bad constipation.
Right.
And he had to get his grandma to shove her finger up his butt.
Oh, what?
And basically mash up the poop so that he could like poop it out. because he couldn't poop it out. It was like agony. Because he was on Weight Watchers and he didn't read the label, and apparently it can
jam you up.
Yeah, you need to drink tons of water with it and things like it's not. It is a meal replacement, but it's not meant to be like you replace every meal with it type of thing. But again, people don't read stuff like that. They just go, "Oh, I'll have this instead of like eating," and you're like, "Well, it doesn't. They don't really work that way."
Aye.
You can't just have pure protein shakes like 3 times a day. Well, you could do it like one day, but then you couldn't really do it the next day and the next day and the next day.
I have only really once in my life been so badly jammed up, but it was never at the stage where I had to get somebody to finger my arsehole to relieve the pressure.
I don't know if I've ever really been that way. I've had it the other way where it was firing out, but...
Well, I think we've all had that. That's a more common occurrence, but at least once. And I'm trying to think, it was probably either after my juicing diet, where I'd had nothing but juice, and then I had a KFC or whatever and was all pure jammed up. I didn't. That wasn't quite the extent, but you know what I mean. Like, had something.
Well,
because
you were going back to like sort of solid foods.
Yeah, the jam was real.
I got really bad indigestion one time when I was losing weight for a kickboxing tourney, and I was eating super healthy, and it was only like I worked at Starbucks at the time, so it was like a latte, on my break, and like a chocolate cookie or something like that, and it gave me really bad indigestion. And I was like, man, it's weird how even just a little thing like when you're eating super clean, like it actually kind of has that effect on you. Kind of shows you how humans,
shit food.
We've adapted to eating a bunch of junk that we're not meant to eat.
Well, we're not meant to have milk.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like most people be like, "What the fuck are you talking about milk?" It's like, don't just get me cinematic.
Oh shit! Sorry. Oh well.
We've just missed a critical moment of this game now.
I didn't mean it. What happened?
Irretrievable.
What happens?
I don't know. I don't remember this game verbatim. I think Loki goes off on his merry way.
I think he was saying that.
Try hit last checkpoint.
I'll do that.
Try that. Oh god damn it. Oh, this dramatic music's playing and nobody knows why.
What
people followed this from the start going, oh what a great game, I can't wait to find out how it ends. And you skip the key cinematic.
Well, sorry.
Tied it all together.
Look, oh holy shit, is
fucking
it?
Credits are rolling and all sorts.
Well, I was talking a whole bunch of bullshit over it about
Wings of Redemption. Load, see if there's a load option here. I feel we've really fucked this.
Okay. Stuart has now taken the controller. Because I can't be trusted.
Responsible adult time.
Yeah. Back to it.
We're going to pay attention this time to what is actually happening.
It's a nice axe he's got there.
I'm sure the 5 of you who are actually watching this for the story, and despite us talking over it, the whole thing, we'll be sitting there going like that. I appreciate you going back to this cutscene, untangling all this.
I do like these big mural things.
He just said mother, pure out of nowhere. I kind of get what he means.
Well, one of them will be his mom. Is that his mom on the left?
It must be his mom on his left, but he just walked up to like the front centre and went, mother. And I'm like,
She destroyed it.
Your mom destroyed your shrine.
Oof.
She didn't want us to know our fate.
Well, yeah.
Because of her.
So what is this shrine then?
Her own people, our people.
Looks like, did we win in the end?
Protect you.
Or is this more of a...
Yeah, we won because Sindri
They
killed
don't all open.
Odin rock thing.
Well, that's convenient. This one doesn't create a mad, like, sandy portal thing. Again, that's the fucking budget holders just stepped in there to go, no more sandy fucking cutscenes. Even those were cutting the budget a bit too fine for this DLC.
There are other giants up there.
I think that's harsh.
Nah.
I've got to find them.
Yeah, I think that's harsh to call it DLC. But
they're my responsibility.
I think it's a slightly more than DLC, but I can see the criticism.
I don't want to do it alone.
And but it does progress the story like this. Like Loki's leaving. Atreus is leaving to like find other like giants, and like the rest of this game, you're playing with Freya.
That is why we must do it.
Oh, is your little like sidekick?
Yeah,
I can tell.
that's you. Atreus is gone, and I mean that will probably lead into the story of the next game. Is you'll either go looking maybe for Atreus, or he'll come back and he's brought the trouble with him.
Aye, what, you're hiding out in Egypt, just trying to...
Well, he's maybe back from Egypt and the Egyptian gods or whatever.
Alright, so you think Trey's going to Egypt?
I think he's going to kick about, like...
I had assumed that Kratos was going to go to Egypt because he's like, right, well, this is another realm I've just ruined.
Aye. Well, we've not ruined it. It's not like, despite the Ragnarok kind of title, we haven't ruined it like we've ruined Greece.
Aye, Greece is just... It'd be fascinating. Like, what is Greece now in their planet? Is it just? Can you not even go there?
Yeah, is it just like?
Is it just like an invisible
tornadoes
wall at
and
it?
yeah,
or is there just
exactly,
clouds
yeah.
or something? Or I don't know.
It's just a big hole in the sea that just sort of sucks everything into it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're hanging out in Norway, just sort of like, oh, fuck it, staying the hell away from that.
I'm trying to think geographically what the route from Greece to that.
It's a lot of ocean. It's a lot of land to start with.
Aye, there's stuff in between.
Could maybe prequel it. Maybe he went to like Egypt before he went to Norway.
Aye, maybe plant the seed. Maybe he's got a few bastard children over there.
A few skeletons in his closet. Could do like a unintelligible.
Aye, that's him going, right, you're getting it. There's the
Spread
nearest
him.
bushes, hen.
No, don't
Money
use
shit right amongst you, kid.
use your right horn, use your left horn.
Fuck's sake.
I want both horns going full tilt.
Go on, Apom. You can.
Copper Fruski.
We thought smart lips when you first looked at it. That's her.
He's a gobble.
Just absolute vile chat coming out his mouth.
Gobble is Scottish for blowjob. You ready? Ready for Loki's dramatic exit?
That's corny, man. That's heavy, cheesy.
Can I tilt the camera or anything? Nope. I mean, is that not just a
That
terrible...
was forced. That
Yeah.
was forced. There's been very little cheesiness in this game at all, but that was cheesy.
He's holding his heart. Like he can't take it.
Did Kratos not have a torch to hand over to him, like, before he left? You know, like Thunder Gun 4, maximum cool. The way he stood, that looks like something out of a Superman comic, but not in a good way.
Nah. It looked like a
Where did he even
still.
go? When you can walk out, I want you to like look left, because I'm pretty sure that was just a sheer cliff.
See if there's any footsteps. It's like that scene we saw with
You
the wolf.
you look over, you pan the camera down, he's just dead at the bottom.
Aye. The animators just had to move him somewhere.
Well, that's the funny thing is, yeah, for like the purposes of like the game designers, he'll just have been, you know, despawned.
Aye, Loki never thought to check the back door of these things. There's us fighting Thor. It's all here. But then there's what's
Ooh.
coming. We stand on a wee platform.
But what are they doing? Are they?
Aye,
It looks like they're making offerings.
aye. You've become the sort of deity that Odin thought you should be. Accepting the offerings of these mere mortals.
That's weird.
That is weird. It's non-committal enough, but sort
Yeah,
of,
I mean, those people might not even be from this realm. They could be anybody.
Aye.
What did you see in there, brother?
None of your beeswax head.
You can shut it.
So fucking trailer bait.
But come up in volume.
One I had never imagined.
So do you reckon Atreus gets his own game, or do you reckon that's like a...
No.
It'll be God of War, but Atreus will come back, I'm sure, and he's bringing trouble.
Must do.
And you'll have to fight Egyptian gods. Because you're not going to start a fight for the for the third time.
You would think Kratos, like, it'd be a bit reductive if he just goes about starting scraps again.
Aye.
I mean, even in this one, he didn't really, as in God of War and this game, he didn't really start it.
I mean, he's tried. Well, no, he did. He managed to convince Thor to just stop. To kind of be like, let's stop fighting, and it was over.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he didn't really go about. I look left. So what are these fires? Is that folk celebrating or something?
It's pieces of Asgard apparently fell from the sky and landed here in Midgard.
I still don't get how it works.
Yeah,
I
it's
still don't understand. Is it like an actual physical place you could just go? Oh no, there's a path. Okay.
can't he walk the path though? Won't let me just climb over? There is, to be fair, they made a path. That was clever of them.
Because I thought he was just nosediving off that side.
So yeah, it's quite clever how they did the credits for this. What a name, Corey Balrog.
It's actually Barlog.
Whatever.
Mad Lexi Ortiz.
Hannah Yoon. What's her name?
Frank R. Favor.
Denny, yeah.
Riley Bofton.
Pride. Did you say Pride St. Clair? I
No.
only just saw Pride St. Clair.
I
that
saw it
time.
there, yeah.
Adrian Hoppes. Kate Moses, like Shadow Moses.
Jeff Wright. Rutherford Gong. Shut up, that's made up.
Oh, I thought that was Goku. Ugar was the AI lead.
Goksu.
We should probably talk about Gná.
We're talking about Gonna. Exactly.
We just need to fight.
Who's Gina?
I don't
Odin
care.
chose her as his
Oh,
new
is this the Valkyrie side
goddess.
quest,
Your
which is...
goddess, your friend.
Well, she
Aye,
a pal.
that's pish that.
And our friendship ended.
Just because you did that. We did that in the first game.
I made a choice.
That's what I'm saying. We're not going to kill Valkyries. I've killed all the Valkyries. They're dead.
These are super Valkyrie.
Well, maybe they're not. They're actually easier than the Valkyries. The first game Valkyries are a bitch to fight. Shut up, Lunda.
Oh, you just calm down.
We're going to one more mission, right? Because it's
Right.
important
Okay. Narratively or what?
narratively in terms of the game and the game's conclusion. And quite possibly, depending how far away it is, I'm going to get black ties. I'm going to sit and we're going to have a proper black tie ceremony. That's how important this is. That was the main game.
We'll stay together.
That side quest is more important to resolve than this whole main game. Couldn't give two fucks about the fact that, like, Thor's dead, Odin's dead.
There won't be much.
It's all about this one individual and the conclusion to that whole kind of side quest.
Sounds important.
It is Dakota Callahan.
Rutherford Gong just sounds like a pure wrestling name, a pure fake name.
Let me the fuck out. Go on, cunt.
Terror
We've got one more
Rising.
thing to do.
Where to first?
We can take care of any lingering business in the realms.
Or investigate those pieces of Asgard?
I ain't gonna do none of that shit.
We're with you, brother.
Aye, well, you have no choice.
That game Tales of Iron, I think you should give another
Lunda also
try because
mentioned
it's really
get
fun.
together to honour Brock's memory at
I
Rad's
recommend
Tavern in Svartalfheim.
I finished it
I'd like to
yesterday.
go.
And that just made me think of it because it's actually
Where's the portal?
it gives you a bunch of side quests after you finish the main game, and a lot of times I go, right, I don't care, but they were kind of like on point enough that I was like, nah, I'm gonna do these, and I did, and I was like, that was nice. That was a nice wee
Right, let's say
addition.
none of the others are worth it. This one that we're heading towards is worth it. It is it is the true conclusion. It's like the real ending. For the what you gain of
Strange.
the kind of insight, you do gain insight into the fact that the next game's going to be based in Egypt. That's the Eyes of Odin. That's the Crucible. Sigrun's Curse. Survival. Not bad. Svartalfheim.
Svartalfheim. Is this going to be a pure letdown? Is it going to be like
What's in Svartalfheim?
We still have
that
unfinished
wee
business there.
squirrel guy I like doing a dance or something like that?
We ain't tearing down the fucking mining rigs. Mimir.
Why am I not surprised?
And what else? We still have
Did
to
Brock
find
die
Thor's
again?
missing hammer.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's what we're going to go resolve.
Alright, good.
Other shit really matters.
Cullen? I thought he said he'd be at the tavern if we needed him.
I ain't going to.
Is he that little guy that looked like Omar Jalili?
While we make our journey over there, will you finish telling me about WrestleMania? Was that all the good stuff that happened?
Circling back to the topic of prophecies.
Well, the only other thing I want to talk about, there's a guy called CM Punk, who I like, but he's a hypocrite because he gave it, about 10 years ago, he walked out and he gave it all that, I'll never come back, I'll never work for you guys again, you guys can kiss my ass. All that, and now he's back. And, you know, I was saying it's over 2 nights now, WrestleMania.
Right.
So he was in a company called AEW like a couple of years back, and he was slagging it off the fact that WrestleMania is over 2 nights. He was calling it buy one get one free and all that type of stuff. And the whole storyline going in was he's never had his chance to headline WrestleMania, and this one he was the quote unquote headliner because he was the last match on the first night. So you're like, but that's his whole thing. That doesn't count. There's one main event. The main event is the last match. Because he was, you know, he had matches before where it was, you know, there's 3 main events and he's the second main event. He's like, no, there's one main event. It's the last match. We were like, oh, you're the last match on the first night. So you know they had him like, oh, he was in tears, like, oh, finally my dreams finally come true and all that, and you're like, no, that doesn't count. It'd be like saying, no, I've been to Italy because I was in the Milan airport. Like, that doesn't count. No, I wasn't. But anyway, they had a really good match, and then I saw the twist coming though. So like, one of the other guy's managers is like his best friend. So he said like, oh, he owed him a favour because he saved him in some match or what have you. So Paul Heyman was like going to be in CM Punk's corner and like back him at WrestleMania. And so he's Roman Reigns' manager, but this one off he was going to be in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania, but there was a third guy in the match called Seth Rollins, and I saw it coming. Obviously Paul Heyman was going to betray both Punk and Roman Reigns and side with Seth Rollins in the end, and of course that's what happened. So that was just because you see it coming though doesn't always mean it's bad though. Sometimes it means they just kind of built it the right way.
Yeah, aye.
But yeah, I did see that one coming. But it was good though. It was a good match. And you know, Living Colour.
The band.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. CM Punk's walkout song is Cult of Personality.
Oh, nice.
So they were there performing it live, and they were actually like really, really good. See, Motorhead performed at WrestleMania a few times, and it's actually really funny if you go on like YouTube and watch it, because they're just like, Lemmy just doesn't even remotely try and sing the right lyrics, because it's Triple H. It's called The Game. And the lyrics are something like, it's all about the game and how you play it, and then so Lemmy's just sort of like, he's the game, don't play him, he is the game, and you can't play him, and he's just like not even trying. So the kind of like live bands at WrestleMania thing sort of went out of fashion for a while, but they had Living Colour, and they sounded amazing, and they had who's the guy he's the guitar player for Slayer?
Oh, a very good question.
I don't think this is, it's like Kenny Kennedy or something like that. John Johnson. It's like some pure daft name like that. But he was there as well, so it was cool. It made it seem, it makes it seem more important. It makes it seem like a kind of like a big deal. So what was that you did just there? You just randomly went and killed those guys for no reason, or did you just go kill those guys for no reason there? Or?
Yes. The bitching about I need to go to the tavern, and I'm like, oh, I feel like the tavern is not there.
Someone who already hated Thor to begin with?
Exactly. Well, that doesn't narrow it down much, I grant you. I wonder if you only remember after all this time. He once was.
Figuring out how to get to this funeral.
Now you said funeral.
I don't know how to say funeral. Even
I
if it's
came by and took out an 8-heavy arm patrol.
what,
Area should be clear.
you just came here proactively and just took this
Yes,
whole.
an occupying army is as good as a lockdown for tamping down foot traffic.
Profane alternate lyrics to my
There we go.
ballad. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, was this it?
Now I wish I could remember some of them.
The paperwork that man created for me.
I had to build a chest just for his violations. A big one.
I taught him 20 different ways to cold forge a bolster.
I see you did. You were a fucking
Once,
educator.
he taught me a slightly easier method of wire pulling, and from that day on called me his apprentice.
Rightfully so.
God, I'm gonna miss him.
The man created the fucking axe on my back and all the fucking spears. But yeah, you're right, Linda. You were the fucking big help in this game. Fuck you.
Dafty.
I have met
Oh, he's
many
just on a
my
table.
travels. You are one of the few.
Yeah, it's like a weird, like,
Friend.
Catholic funeral, or in Ireland where they do that whole thing where, like, the body's, like, in the house.
Yeah.
This world is a darker place.
Really not a fan of that. That's just...
Yeah, open caskets and shit like that aren't really a thing over here.
No. But then in Ireland, by comparison, it's like, they've all been, like, used to it. And my old boss was all about it. I say all about it, it's not like he was pure a necrophiliac or anything, but like they were all, they were used to it. That was just like the done thing. You go to like your auntie's funeral and she'd just be there on the table.
I mean, even the Yanks are quite into it.
Aye?
Aye, in the States it's a much more common thing.
I'm surprised. More southern states or just
I don't know, just America in general.
America?
Because I don't know if it was... You see it in films, but films are films. But no, apparently even in real life they're big on like open caskets.
Pretty sure this is a cunt. It's a cunt location.
Well, did you hear Star Wars Episode 3 got a re-release in cinemas?
That'd be good.
It's been.
I'm saying it would have been good.
It was. I don't know if he's used it up and
Michael.
added dance numbers and what have you, added musical numbers to Jabba's Palace or whatever. But yeah, it got a wee re-release because it's 20 years since it came out, and I was like, oh right, fair enough.
Yeah, we will.
Damn it.
What is wrong?
I should have changed.
Should have
Some
changed.
morning garb.
Can change your clothes right now. I'll change your clothes right now. Stick you in Dark Odyssey. There you go. Now you're
That's
dressed
even-
for a funeral.
That's even less suitable.
Rock certainly would not.
Perhaps.
Still, now you've got me thinking of what I might look like with some jewellery around my neck stump. Maybe some gold woven into my beard. That'd be quite fetching, eh?
I think you've got gold in your beard already.
Thanks for trying.
Aye, definitely.
Here they are, brother.
Oh, come on, surely he'll be along. It's his brother.
Let's hope so. Loss can do things to a man. You made it. We can begin.
Am I doing the lift? I don't remember that.
love you, Brooke. Sindri. Brock was. A hole. What? Gets bigger the more you take away.
Alright, so that's the actual ending.
That's like the actual ending.
Interesting. Sad.
It is sad. It's a very interesting way to kind of end a game. And sort of fair play to the director for kind of making that the sort of end of the game.
Aye.
Like,
So is that like when it goes on to like New Game Plus or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
Or like gives you the option to anyway?
But it's the weird sort of... I couldn't tell you another game that does that puts so much onus on a kind of supporting character
Yeah.
like that. And the music is very reminiscent of like Game of Thrones.
Aye, it is.
I don't know what that mad box thing he sort of plays. It's like almost like a thing you turn to like make that noise.
I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's a real thing. It might be.
No, it's definitely an instrument because I've googled the. It's like called like Brock's theme or something. Because it's very like let's say similar to Game of Thrones, but it's got that kind of medieval sort of feel to it. That sort of sound.
Yeah. I thought it was bagpipes at first, but it's not.
It's not.
It's a little bit more palatable than bagpipes.
Yeah. And then I don't remember this song playing, to be fair, when I beat the game.
Does Big Rutherford again?
Yeah.
That's such a fake name.
Rutherford Gong.
You know, like I can hear certain accents that would just sound. It must sound like something else. Like I said, like a stage name, or like a wrestling name or something.
That guy's Victor Superior the Fourth. That was Goksu. I thought he was Goku.
Dale Son. Alright, Dale Son. Is
Alright,
that?
Dale Son.
Dale Son.
Oh, Wesley Snipes' son, Jake.
Dale Son. Peter Manny son. Jake Snipes son. Jorge
There's another one, like son. Oh, Matyan. What are you doing, Matyan?
Matyan.
Jeff, you mad slaughter.
Aye. Does that mean he's a big slutter, or does that mean like he gets lots of sluts? He's a big slutter.
If he's a
like,
slutter, you would assume that it's not he's a slut.
He gets the slutters.
He gets the
I don't
sluts,
know.
aye. If you get the sluts, you're a slutter.
That could go either way.
Alden Chew.
Alden Chew what?
Exactly. Chew this gum for me.
Raphael Grassetti.
Christopher Lloyd, I knew I saw that name earlier. Just think I meant Christopher Lloyd for Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. He's dead, surely.
No, Christopher Lloyd's still alive.
Is he still alive?
You know, so if he's dead, I'm sure he's still alive. I'm going to check that right now. I'm positive Christopher Lloyd. Because Christopher Lloyd was in the Knuckles TV show.
Oh, right, well, maybe.
A pure random.
See, the problem with
cameo.
him is he's one of those guys that he's looked 70 since he was about 40.
Aye, he did almost like Emperor Palpatine. He was aged up for Back to the Future. Well, he's still alive. He's 86.
Alright.
Yeah, 86. Haha, Stephanie Wang.
Mad Stephanie.
But I love them Wangs. Tommy's a hole. So is his mum.
You know, Big. I'm sure I told you this, but Big Jesus, his name was probably actually pronounced like Joshua.
What?
Well, because he was son of Joseph.
Right.
It's to do with like Joshua is like son of Joseph.
Oh, like a derivative sort of thing. Like
Aye, so like it would have been like Jesus or something. I don't know. I don't know how they figured it out, but it's like the way names were pronounced and the way naming conventions worked in that place at that time. It probably would have been pronounced more like Joshua.
Let's just patter through some of this.
So Jesus was a guy called Josh.
That's plenty. Done with the credits. We've mocked the names we've chosen to mock.
Aye.
And that's it.
There we have it.
You know how it all went down.